What's up, Libra gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name is Annie. So happy to have all the Libras out there with me today for your September monthly tarot reading. This is going to be a majority of messages regarding career, finances, jobs, things of that sort. The very tail end, I will timestamp some messages about love, relationships, romance. If you are looking for that, you can hop right to it with the timestamp, but I only do career and finances once a month, so let's get you some hearty, juicy messages about that. I hope this video finds you well. As always, here on YouTube, general messages is what I am spinning out for you. That means not everything I say will resonate with every single Libra out there. It's impossible, guys. It's not going to happen. Pieces and parts of this will very likely resonate. I hope the whole thing does, but don't be offended if it is not your message this week. Always a good idea to come into these readings with an open heart and an open mind. Take away messages that you feel inspire you, empower you, motivate you, confirm something you're thinking or feeling. What are you concerned about? I almost said concerned. Sorry, your card dropped. I gotta grab that. What was I about to say? Take away messages for your highest good. What fell? What are you concerned about? Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. Okay. Ooh, let me just like shake everything. Getting off to a real smooth start here. Now the camera's out of focus. Is Mercury in retrograde? I'm just kidding. Are some of you worried that you're not getting back what you're putting out in a job? The input doesn't match the output. The energy doesn't match the price or the paycheck. That's sort of what I'm getting. Especially for anybody who works in a bakery or does something at home with specifically desserts, cake decorations. It could be, anything involving like catering or something like that. You're putting in way too much work and you're not getting paid enough for it. So you got to up your price or cut back on the time you're spending on it. I don't know, hire more people. Anyway, random message for some of you. Oh God, I completely lost track of my spiel. Everything about this video down in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook, Instagram.com. Check that out if you're interested. If you want to book a personal, that is down below as well. I know I'm moving a mile a minute. I just got to get the spiel out, but I think we're good. We're going to hop into your reading. So, that was a lot. That was a lot, wasn't it, Libra? Let's see what's up with your career and finance. All right. There you are appearing in your reading. Is there jealousy with a coworker? Uh-oh. Is there like office romance going on and you're not part of it and you're also not having it? You don't like it. All right, that's random, but okay, let's hop in. Let's do career and finances for my Libras. Starting off strong. Ace of Cups. Your cup runneth over, your bank account runneth over. There's a lucrative opportunity here, and it has to do with everything you've always wished or desired for. It's not saying it's all going to be manifested in September, right? It's, the energy is present, so it's up to you to take control over that and make that part of your timeline. But the Star is a very fortunate card. It's very fortuitous, and it's all about our dreams, our hopes, and our wishes. It does indicate a time of spiritual growth and development because it comes right after the Tower. So I'm guessing some of my Libras were probably hit with a Tower moment not too long ago. Maybe that involved your job or your money flow. Maybe you were furloughed or let go. And I'm not predicting that. In fact, I'm definitely not, because there's no Tower here. You would have already experienced it. The Star usually shows up saying, you've been through a shitstorm. You've been through something major, and now you're kind of recovering financially from it. It's about taking a deep breath and realigning your center, right? And essentially it's saying the Tower was destined. It doesn't feel that way usually at the time. A lot of the times we sink into this like, why me? This is so unfair. And again, that's natural. You're a human being. Essentially, the Tower saves you from something that was keeping you chained, keeping you stuck in the darkness, no less. When you're in the Tower, you're in the darkness. You can't see the light of day. You're not thinking or seeing things with clarity. You're dancing with the devil, right? You're acting in a lower vibration. It goes the devil, the Tower, the Star. That's the major arcana story of it. So you're already out of the Tower. You've been broken off from the devil. Maybe you're out of a rough relationship. Maybe you're out of a job that treated you like shit. But now it's like, there's a lot of, I heard sort of inquire. You're inquiring, like, so what is, it's almost like you're getting really deep and spiritual and a beautiful life. It's like, but like, what is the meaning of life? Like, what are we really doing here? Like, what is the purpose of this all? Like, why am I doing this job? What is it actually, like, you're being very deep and it's not bad. It's very in your head. It's like, you want the larger reasons why. And that's such an Aquarian energy. This is an Aquarius card. Aquarius are the little like rebellious revolutionaries, unique, again, inquisitive, innovative thinkers. It's understanding why things work and then in a sense also kind of breaking them apart. You could argue destroying them to rebuild them in a better way. I think that's what you're doing with your life, possibly your love life, but I am reading for career and finances. So, I mean, this says to me there's an opportunity very close to you that could actually make you quite happy, possibly a career involving healing, spiritual healing. It could be medical healing, any type of healing, and especially humanitarian type jobs, doing a good deed or a good service for the betterment of the community, for society, for groups, for larger groups. Again, so much of this has a very empowered, like Aquarian vibe to it. So for anybody who has strong Aquarius in their chart, this is without a doubt your message. Even if you don't, though, your mind is in that headspace, and it is air energy. These are not foreign concepts to you of like, what is the greater good here? Or what is for the greater good? It's all about, stepping up, I think, for a lot of you Libras into a leadership position, if you are not already there, to rule with heart, to rule with kindness, to rule with integrity for the greater good. Some of you may be very involved in political discussions right now, whether it's in person or online. You may have a very firm stance on your politics, but there's nothing aggressive about the way you do it. It's like you're trying to trailblaze by setting a positive example. It's like you're carrying the torch. I almost see the cup like that. Yeah, carrying the torch is very important. And with that, some of you may actually be doing like relay races or triathlons or something like that. Obviously not everybody, but for a few of you, that's in your future. Or you may have already just done that, right? Let's see. So then, let's get back to this. You're worried about the reciprocity. I do think that is semi-related to what we just talked about. There's a worry that all this work you're doing is for nothing. And here's the thing, it does not come from a perspective of laziness or selfishness, not even close. It has nothing to do with like pulling back and being stingy on your part. It's like what you're doing feels good, and it's an idealistic nature that you have about, if I do all this, all these amazing things are going to happen, and it's going to be good, and it's going to be influential, and people will flock. But the result of what you're doing feels lackluster, and I think you're actually letting it eat away at you. You're looking at yourself like, well, what am I doing wrong? Why aren't sales better? This, that, and the other thing. And it's really not about that. And I'm having trouble forming exactly why, but it's saying, this is such a card of divine timing, the North Star. Here, you are the star. You are the spotlight. You are the star player in your own life, but also in the sky filled with millions and billions and jillions of stars. The universe sees you. You stand out among the rest. It's almost saying to me, Libra, you have not been forgotten. Even if you experienced a tower moment, a firing, a furlough, and again, not predicting this, but I'm just giving you the example. You may have been in a very dark place. Absolutely, yeah, as this is preceding all these other cards. It's kind of dark. It's like, this little light of mine, I'm just going to let it shine. That's what it looks like. It's like there's still light inside of you, but it feels like you're in the darkness. You're surrounded by darkness, and it's a little bit chilling. You may have worked with someone who you found out was like a real smug son of a bitch. That's sort of what I'm hearing. Like you found out they were really, it could have even been like the CEO of your company or someone who was very high up in power. This absolutely feels like almost a spiritual crisis or a career crisis of just like, who am I and how did I get involved with these people? And like, your north compass is finally pointed due north. It's like there was a false sense of your direction by no fault of your own. It's realigning you to your path. So I know I'm not being eloquent, Libra, but what I'm trying to say is this is all on track. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, but the healing process, the spiritual process, it's a very personal one. You can't put a timestamp or a limit on that, right? It's great to have goals and ambition, but when things don't match up to the way you thought they were going to be or accomplish this by this date, that's not a reason to give up. That's not a reason to throw in the towel and be like, you know what, I'm done. Unless, of course, you're staying in a job that treats you like shit and you're being promised this and it's not. Do you understand what I mean? Within your power, it's like you just got to keep showing up and doing it. If there's a pride and a sense of, a sort of a sense of pleasure in what you're doing, don't worry about the number of followers. And I mean, to a certain extent, I understand I'm not trying to gloss this over, but don't worry about the number of sales yet. If you can do that. If you build it, they will come. That is exactly what this is saying. it's like you're the little engine that could. I think a lot of you are in a startup situation, or you've just gotten into a new project or a new title or a new role, and you're like, it's something like the winds got taken out of your sail very quickly. For a lot of you, you may have been promoted just as like the COVID hit and like the world went to shit. That's what this feels like. And you're like, I was working for that promotion for the last 10 years. I get it. And all of a sudden, the company implodes or whatever. It's like you've put in the work. You have been a dedicated worker to something that felt like a flop through no fault of your own. So understand that. Just take a minute to let that wash over you. It had nothing to do with your skills, with your abilities. It was circumstantial. Here's the thing, though. Nothing is purely circumstantial. Again, a tarot reader's opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Everything is divinely guided. Nothing is circumstantial. Nothing is coincidental. That's really the word I'm looking for here. Your hard efforts and achievements will be recognized. Though, to be honest, I think they have already, but it's either not in the number you wanted or not by the person you wanted the approval from. Whose approval are you looking for, Libra? That's important to ask, too. Are you being a people pleaser, but not for your own good? Are you giving up your power by asking for admiration from others? And again, I want to be clear, it has nothing to do with ego. I know you're not money hungry. I know you're not fame hungry, but there's nothing wrong with being money hungry in a sense. Wanting to grow and expand your business, or absolutely, that's fine. You're watching a money reading. Cool. Careful that you're not putting your value, your self-worth, the way you view yourself in the hands of others. Again, there's such a need to do right by you. Aquarian energy doesn't give a fuck what other people think. It's the rebel. It's the revolution. It's the rebellion. It's doing things to mix it up. And by default, that makes other people uncomfortable. It makes people really uncomfortable. And Aquarian energy thrives in that uncomfortability because it's trying to get people to see something greater, the larger picture. Sometimes when we're so nose to the grindstone, we're not looking up to see what's actually going on around us. I think that's what this is. Whatever you've accomplished so far, I'm telling you, though it shouldn't matter, you're doing a kick-ass job. I see that in the cards. You are. You're showing up and you're doing it. You have very strong cards, but something is lackluster in your life, and I do think it has to do with either the promotion, the money. Again, the input doesn't match the output. You're putting in all this effort, all this time. You're sleeping at the office, But it's like it's falling on deaf ears. It's like crickets. You're like, hello, did anybody? It's just that you want to be acknowledged. Again, it doesn't feel like, power. I don't know if power hungry is the right word. You want to feel loved. You are Libra. That is in your personality, and it's sometimes more pronounced in some Libras than others. So maybe that's not you. But the message coming through this week is that you're feeling a lack of oomph because you're feeling that from the people around you, but you're internalizing it. You're taking it on to be your own demon or your own issue that you don't have to convince the group. The followers, you lead with your passion. People love what other people are passionate about. And don't you forget it. If you're passionate about something, if you enjoy doing it, keep going. Again, if you build it, they will come. It may not be in the timeline you wanted. It may not be with the same group of people you were anticipating, the same clients, the same boss, the same work environment. If you build it, they will come. It's earth energy, so it's very slow to start. You may have had to start from square one when the whole pandemic thing happened. I'm not saying that's everyone's story, but it felt like that. It's like I just got ahead and then the carpet was pulled out from under me. There's more to the story going on than you can see right now. So what I'm telling you is have faith. There is going to be a turning point where you do start seeing the results from your efforts. But I do want to play devil's advocate, though. If you're doing something and you're breaking your back to do it and you're not enjoying it, that in itself is a sign. That's a sign you got to pull back, especially if you're not getting recognition or the financial means or the payout that you need to survive. That's Lego. That's clearly not working. If your heart is in it, if the time passes effortlessly because you're doing what you love, that's a sign. Keep doing it. Your passion will magnetize other people who are passionate about what you do. You may need to expand out of the comfort zone a little bit, and that's scary, isn't it, right? You may need, again, the zoom out perspective of, I've always sold this type of jewelry and I've always made these bracelets. but maybe you're supposed to start making necklaces. Maybe you're, and I'm giving this very random example, jewelry, right? Though it does have this very kind of, I don't want to make it a gender thing. I don't mean for it, but almost, I am sort of getting like work from home mom type stuff that you could do while watching the kids. So like beading or jewelry making or baking pies, or it is, I'll be honest, it is very feminine-esque energy, but again, that's kind of like traditional gender roles, and I'm not making it that. But for a lot of you who you have like a business that you're building from your home, I know you're not seeing the result of it, but universe sees, wow, Libra is good at this and they're passionate about it. They have fun doing it. That is a sign, but it's also about thinking outside the box of, okay, I love doing this. I can do it. It's not laborious to the point where I'm breaking my back, but you know what? Maybe we could be more cost efficient. It's re-examining the different pieces to the puzzle. And again, Aquarian energy, shaking it up. I'm almost seeing like Scrabble letters in a bag where you're shaking it up before you pull them back out. In fact, that's a message for some of you. For anybody who has like Scrabble letters, I know this is wacky. Scrabble letters, mix it around and pull out some letters and see what it spells. See what it tells you. There's a message in there for you. And that's not something I can do for you, right? But or something of the sort. If you're working in jewelry or something, throw them all in a bag, do like the blind study, pull a few out. There's something about what you're going to collect from the greater. It's either simplifying it or condensing it, or taking something specific and blowing it up in terms of the money, or expanding your units of that one gemstone versus the whole damn bunch. There's something about, it's very magician vibes. The pieces are already there. You already kind of get it. You're just not, and again, I'm not coming down on you like you're not doing this right. There's something though that you're missing. The signs are all there. The signs are in front of you. The universe is like, yes. The universe is like, yes, keep telling Libra this. It's already there. You don't need to break your back anymore, but you need to take something and bring it further. Expand it more. Reach out to more clients. Do you have a website? Start the damn website. Photograph your stuff. Put it on your Instagram. Make mini videos endorsing your product. Be creative. Have fun with it. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right, and that is what Sagittarius says. He's the Knight of Wands, he, she, whatever. But there is movement and travel, a sense of excitement, adventure. Take it on the road. Can you bring this business on the road? Can you bring your product to a new city, to a new client, to a new venue, to a new store? This is about being creative about how you do your passion, or what makes you passionate. Yeah, a lot of you, it's like, in a very Libra way, it's like, grab a pen and a piece of paper and write out what about this current situation is working and what isn't. And from that list, it's like, the answer will become more clear to you. All right, sorry, I know I'm harping on that. Let's move on. So there you are. For those who have a side business, I just want to say, like, oh my God, you guys are there. You're in the zone. You're being presented as like the artisan, the apprentice, the intern. And in metaphor, it's saying you're good at it. You're there. They brought you in, but there's a sense where there's more learning ahead for you. Now, this card specifically, I believe it's like the sun in Taurus, and it basically says you need to identify with your work. The sun is about my identity, my ego, who I am. You have to find that in your work. And I know this is kind of cheesy, but it really is like a process of self-discovery. You are in your work. What you're looking at, that thing you created, that is a piece of you. That is a part of you. There's a need to identify more closely and understand better the work you're putting out and why. Why did you choose pink? Why did you make it polka dot? Why did you make it $50? Understanding the why will help you see the greater picture of how you can expand this and start reaping the bigger reward. For some of you, you just need to up your prices, or you need to market or advertise more, especially among your groups of friends. If you have a friend who has a crazy amount of Instagram followers, be like, hey, I'm your friend. Could you just advertise this on your story for me? They're probably not going to say no if they're your friend, right? I mean, buy them lunch, right? It might be worth it in the end. Anyway, all right. Yeah, some of you are stuck in a dead-end job that you hate, but in the background, and the background might just be your mind at this point, you envision a very different life for yourself where you're thriving, you're independent, you're on your own. I said the same thing to Sagittarius. If you are at all reliant on someone else's bank account and you're at your boiling point of not having freedom to do what you want with the money, you need to be self-sufficient. You need to start saving money on your own. You need to make yourself independent from someone else's bank account. That's very important. And even from work too. Now I'm talking in a highly idealized scenario. If you're working at a job that you hate, you should not feel like a slave to that job. Again, that's a sign, okay, this is not my place in the world. You can always start over. You can always start with the blank slate. That's what the Ace of Cups says. There's nothing to be lost by changing your mind, by course correcting, to be like, you know what? I got my degree in this, but damn, I really love baking cakes. I think I'm meant to do that. I would certainly try it. You got nothing to lose. You can start small. You don't have to rent an entire space and be paying rent if you don't know if it's going to work yet. Start it out of your home. Start it out of your apartment, right? It's about finding small avenues where you can thrive and assess the amount of risk that is needed to take. Some of you do need to take a huge amount of risk, but again, that's a personal choice of weighing it out. My true Libras, how much risk am I willing to take? How much will I invest in this product without knowing what the return will be? I keep referencing his videos in my readings this month, Gary V. He's a Scorpio, I believe, and he's a life coach, and he is a way of just whittling it down to the crux of what you're trying to get at and saying it in a way that you're like, oh yeah, that's true. Gary V, look him up. He's all over Instagram, YouTube. He's got a personality to him, but I think in time you will see I personally believe he has excellent advice. Excellent advice. But yeah, you're here for a tarot reader. So yeah, there's a little bit of jealousy or competition around you. And so again, that may be dimming your light or snuffing out your fire for the wrong reasons. You may feel like, oh, well, so-and-so already does this and they already do it better. So what's the point? That attitude's not going to help you. You gotta do it anyway. It's okay to have a competitive spirit. Don't let it become mean girl energy, but challenge each other to be better, right? It's actually very advantageous to have someone who forces you to step up your game. Instagram, Facebook, anybody who already does what you're trying to do, whether they have 1 million followers or 16, it's good to see their ideas and not copyright, but to see what they're doing, be like, oh, I never thought of that. And then I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it this, again, adding your personal detail, adding your personal touch, which you're beautiful. You're like, we know you're Libra, you're the Empress. You have that beautiful touch, that texture, textile, or patterns, prints, colors, like Libras. You know what's beautiful. You know what catches people's eye. It's more the mechanics of how to get it done that I think a lot of you are struggling with. Follow some people who are doing what you're doing. If nothing else, it'll inspire you. It'll keep you current. It'll see what people are doing, right? Yeah, money is tight. I get it. The answer is already there. You know, follow people on Instagram, read a book, read an article about it. I'm not saying that won't help. I think it will. Inform yourself as best you can. But what I'm saying is you've already done the majority of the legwork, Libra. Most of it is already there in front of you. It's just having that like aha moment, that epiphany where it's like the light bulb goes off over your head and you're like, oh my God, I've been spending all my time on this. If I only took pieces, you know what I mean? Like, all the ingredients are there to make the cookies. It's just getting the proportions right. We get it? We're good. Yeah, tell me about money. There's not a lot of pentacles here. The pentacle cards you do have are good. They're fine. They're not great, but they're not bad. You're not taking a risk. There is a risk you need to take, and it might be about moving the location of your business or the group, the clientele that you're selling to. You need to expand out of the comfort zone. A lot of you need to make the move to the city, particularly if you're involved in filmmaking. And a lot of you are afraid of money. You have a subconscious fear of money. You may have had a parent, specifically a mother, who really struggled with money, and you're taking on that mentality of money is something to be feared. Money is something I'm afraid of. I can't handle my own finances. Nope. You gotta wash the slate clean from that. Read You're a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I shout her out a lot because I love that book. It inspires me every time I read it. Even if I just read a chapter, she brings up such amazing points about the psychology of money, and it's an easy read. It's not like a thick, dense book. It's like a bring to the beach type book. It's easy and fun to read, and it's going to get your head in the game about making money. I absolutely would recommend that. Some of you are meant to be photographers and filmmakers, and holy shit, there's money in that. Are you kidding me? Go. Go, what is that expression? Go forth, young child, or something like that? It's bad that I don't know that. I feel like that was a president. You guys know what I'm talking about. Go westward, young man. I don't know. Who said that? Anyway, moving on. A lot of you are spiritual healers, Reiki, yoga, crystal therapy, tarot card readers, lots of, kind of, and I say this adoringly, affectionately, kind of like woo-woo spiritual workers. Again, there's money to be made in that, but you're not seeking out all the outlets and possibilities that could benefit you. It's there. This is a card of healing. You don't need to fear this, other than it is attached to your mentality about money. A lot of you may be hoarders. No offense, I'm just putting it out there. There's some sort of, and this is a Libra card. Again, I'm not terribly worried about this card. It really has to do with healing the way you think about money, but it's also any sort of healing career with the High Priestess. You are a healer of those who are brokenhearted or struggling or suffer from something. Doctor, nurse, whatever, spiritual healer. The money is okay, but if there's a need to sacrifice one element of your business or one person, maybe you have too many people on board, whatever it is, to let go of one to make room for something else. You can't gain anything because every limb is taken, right? The feet are on the pentacles, the hands are holding it, you got one on your head, like you are full up, and yet this indicates money is just okay. The idea of needing to let go or let go and let God. Let something go or release the tight, rigid control on it to open yourself up to new possibilities, specifically regarding your money flow. Full moon rituals. In fact, there's a full moon tonight. Full moon in Pisces tonight. But the next one, yeah. Start doing some wishes on the moon. King of Pentacles. You have excellent money cards, but it's not here yet. You have to figure out the inner workings of your brain and what you're missing. And I know it's frustrating, but the thing is, it's when you understand the missing link or the missing puzzle pieces, it's going to be like, why didn't I see that before? And the thing is, I can't tell you in a general reading. It's not that I don't want to. I'm just saying it's not that much of a leap from where you currently are. If anything, it may be taking away something and investing more in the one that sells, the one that's more lucrative. Or it's not having to break your back. You should not be having to break your back to earn a living. That, again, a common misconception about money and our income, right? Doing what you love naturally draws money to you when you're putting your love out there, when you're putting your time out there. Again, identifying with the work you're doing, you're putting yourself in it. So assuming you're not an asshole, what you're making is like a little creation of you. I know that's a funny way of looking at it, but I actually think that's really cool. I love that. Maybe you got to work on your self-love. Maybe that's part of it. Yep, you have Eight of Pentacles twice. Again, a very solid money card, but again, it's the idea that money is solid, but you're not raking in the dough. It's there, and there's more to be had. There's more learning, there's more expertise, there's diving into greater knowledge that may expand your thought. Read some books, read some articles about money, about the career you want to get into. Okay, for a lot of you, networking is going to be huge, and that's hard because you don't like to schmooze. You may be a natural introvert, and whether you're not or whatever, I'm just letting you know, there's networking opportunities among groups of people who already do it. Go to some seminars, if only to force yourself to pipe up, to speak up, and again, like, toss around ideas with the people who are already doing it. Ask their advice. Ask if you can interview them, right? It's not about stealing the ideas, but it's a competitive spirit to want to make each other better. There's a group around you, but you feel very isolated. It's like you're knocking on the door like, hello, can I come in? I want to join the party. You're already at the party. Your mindset is what's holding you back. You view yourself very differently than everybody else who's done it. Again, that idea of, oh, well, they've done it better. They've done it better. They have more followers. They make more money. Who am I? Like Libra. Come on. That's such a lack mentality. If I told you you're sitting on this amount of money, King of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles, kick-ass money cards. The only thing stopping you is this little wedge in your brain it's kind of off-kiltering you. It's making you think the wrong thing or swing pessimistic or negative or glass half empty. You're sitting on all this potential, like the way Uranus, like Aquarian energy, it comes in and it explodes shit. You need to explode, get rid of, destroy to rebuild the way you view your career or the way you view money or the ways in which you've tried to make money. The passion, the love, the effort is there, but something about this, it's stagnant or it just hasn't blossomed yet. There is a need to have patience with all this earth energy, absolutely. But it's already there. It's not even like bottom of your deck, like, oh, eventually. It's in your spread. This is looming around you. It's almost like orbiting around your head. You just have to reach out and grab it. But what's stopping or preventing some of you is this lack sense. Possibly not taking a risk that you really need to take. And again, don't do it because a tarot reader told you to do it. Do it because intuitively, you know, oh, that I really got to do that. I got to be better about that. I have to force myself to network. I have to force myself to ask for favors. You know, you got to go in head first. You got to be a little bit more ambitious, Libra. That's what I think. All right, so let's get some projection. Very strong cards, by the way. Let's get some projections on money. Let's just say for the next month or so, what is Libra looking at for money? You did have 4 of Pentacles, which is money is okay. It's not running rampant in your life, but it's not necessarily a loss, but it's tight. Money is tight, but it's there. And then 8 of Pentacles says, but you could really expand that bank account if you wanted to. All right, so 5 of Pentacles I don't love. Okay, so maybe your risk is having to take some sort of pay cut or leave a job in order to get to the Queen of Pentacles. There's a scary situation with money. But, and I have to be careful with how I say this because I don't want you to up and leave your job without any sort of safety net, right? That's a personal choice, but you know in your heart what you want and what you need. Maybe money being a little bit tight, going through some sort of hardship. If you're headed towards Queen of Pentacles energy, I'd much prefer this job over that job. This is struggle, this is hardship, this is abandonment, this is isolation. The ground is frozen. The money is not there. It's stagnant. The money you have is the money you have. Here, it's plentiful. It's ever growing, right? This is kind of Empress vibes, too. The fruit blossoms. Every season, we get new fruit. We get new vegetables. It's ever growing. It's always blossoming. I think you're on the cusp of going from one job to another or one position to another, but it's that scary in-between of, okay, well, literally the in-between. If I'm not here, but I'm trying to get here, what does the money look like in between? And again, I feel ya. That's scary, isn't it? But I think a lot of times what scares the shit out of us offers us the best learning opportunities. And that's just my personal opinion. So tell me about the middle. What is the guidance we can give for Libra about that middle ground of between the 5 and the Queen? Taking a leap of faith, taking a huge leap of faith, and surrounding yourself by the people who love you, that support you, maybe financially. Maybe you move back in with mom and dad, right? Or just maybe you ask for a loan. Maybe you borrow money from, it doesn't have to be the family, your soul tribe. This is also networking. This is hanging out with the people who are already, I'm just going to say it, rich from doing exactly what you want to do. They're at the 10, you're at the 0, you're the newbie, you're starting fresh. That's intimidating, isn't it? Nope, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to learn from their errors. Maybe it'll save you time in the long run by networking with people who have already succeeded in this industry. If you've made it to the top and you're not helping others on their path, you're an asshole. Like, not you, Libra, but if you've made it to the top, why wouldn't you want to help people? It's not about competition. What's meant to be yours will always be yours. Go to people who are very open, who are very kind, who are very generous, people who are enjoying the success of their hard work. The right people will want to share things with you and help you, even if it's just knowledge. That's really what I'm talking about. There's a leap of faith. There's blind faith here that happens with the Fool. That's what rests between the Queen of Pentacles and the 5. All right. Love. Should we do love? That was actually a kick-ass message. Honestly, this was like my favorite message you got in that whole deck. I think that's incredible. I love that message. But that's just me. All right. Let's talk about love. Ugh, do we want to do that deck? I see some deck peeking at me, but I'm like, ooh. Let's see. Let's do this one. We'll do a little of each. We'll clarify. Sometimes I can just tell the deck is like, no, me, pick me. Like, all right, this better be good. All right, let's see. Libra's love life. Libra's love life. Tell me about love for my Libra squad out there. Libra. Libra. Ooh, King of Cups. Oh, but you're not feeling it with a water sign. They've kept you waiting too long. It's like you're sending out smoke signals. Like, do you even hear me? Are you even there anymore? Male or female? Yeah, either you're pouring the cup out on them or they're doing that to you, because the waiting game isn't worth it. Someone's either kept you waiting or you've kept them waiting, and you're kind of at the point where, like, all right, it may be awkward. Like, maybe they liked you, but you didn't like them, and you maybe were like, yeah. You're something involving a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It's out of here. Steve Reich, it's out. You're pouring out the cup. There's no love there anymore. Sorry. Now that's just one. You may have multiple water signs in your life, right? Tell me about the Leo. There's a playful energy. There's a tug of war with a Leo. It could be someone that you have kids with already. It feels very playful and joyous. Ooh, yeah, so if you already have 2 children, you're going to have a third. There's absolutely pregnancy here. A lot of talk of children, especially with your Leo, your Taurus. It could be another Libra. Yeah, there's going to be 3 babies. 3 babies. And some of you may be pregnant for the first time. If so, spoiler alert, you may have twins. 2, you may have twins. That's a cute message. Love it. All right. So there's another situation where someone is contemplating staying or walking away, but it feels very one-sided. One person is doing all the work. The other person is in it for like the sexual gain. It's the sexual relationship is very enjoyable, but when it comes to doing the hard work and the hard labor of maintaining and keeping the relationship, it's all falling on one person, and so it might be with your Sagittarius. What's the overall outcome for that? The World, freedom. Yeah, someone in the relationship is requiring freedom. They want to go off and do their own thing. It doesn't mean they don't love you, but I don't think you like that. It might, yeah, it's absolutely a fire sign. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, Aries, Leo, Sag, it's all here. I don't know. I think you're giving them an ultimatum, or you're asking them to correct their behavior, Libra. That's really what I get. And this could be you too as well. If you're with a fire sign that is demanding your attention, your warmth, and you're like, babe, I gotta live my life or whatever. It's 4. But again, we're tossing out the water on something. So I don't think that's over. That still feels like there's like a ... like what's going to happen. And I don't really know, but it's love on the rocks is what I would say. It's like, and this wouldn't be a new thing. This would be something that you've been grappling for a while. Someone's got to change their behavior. Both of you need to voice your opinions, but also maybe be a little bit flexible to your person's needs. All right. One more for love. Libra's love life. Libra. Ooh. Some of you are going to just spend a lot of time with your family. You're super excited to go hang out with your kids, especially if you've been away on business or something like that, reuniting with your children or your parents for that matter. You may be going back to your hometown where you grew up. Again, it has to do with visiting family you haven't seen in a while, where it does sort of have an energy of bringing up bad memories for you. But I think you're going to like bite your lip and go through with it anyway, because there is something beautiful to be gained by going back to the past and revisiting something that there are some painful memories. It could be that you guys recently lost a matriarch, a maternal, paternal figure. I'm not predicting this. This would have already happened, but it's almost like going back into that space reminds you of memories that are very hard. It's very heavy. Someone may have battled with an illness or struggled with an illness for quite some time. That there is something, and it could even be that you're doing like the celebration of life, right, of someone. There are very beautiful memories there too. So again, it's balancing, Libra. It's balancing the two. I understand the heavy energy, but there's really beautiful memories and beautiful stories to be shared as well. Even ones that you might not be anticipating. And there might be a reunion with a former flame, especially at like a family gathering. So I don't know if it's a neighbor or someone you went to school with. And it's someone who liked you many years ago, but you didn't see them, or you weren't in a place where you were responding to their affection. To be honest, I actually think you didn't even notice that they were interested. Because you were fighting your own battles. You were probably lusting or longing after someone else. And so their attempt to like, you know, woo you and romance you, it completely just it dissolved. Like either you weren't hearing it or you were just not aware of it. You weren't in a place where you could see it. I don't know, something about anxiety. Somebody has an issue with anxiety. But yeah, this person is going to attempt to make you an offer again. Maybe in the garden, in the backyard, something about a little bug. Somebody has a little bug in their hand, or you see a little bug with this person, but it's cute. It's not gross. It's something about that. It's probably a spirit guide. I'll be honest with you. That's your confirmation when there's a little, you're going to see like a little ladybug crawling across your window and you're like, oh, that person? Yeah, it's going to give you a confirmation. It's not super lusty. It feels very much like a friendship vibe, but it could become something if you wanted it to be, Libra, especially with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Yeah, you're the one who's indecisive, though. They're in it to win it. You're the one who's on the fence. So, all right, Libras, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.